Hey, fellow female activists, your wellness coach, Cathy, and we are here for a wellness video. This is hydration again, and we are talking about better skin. So, for anyone new, please like and subscribe, and welcome. We start all of the wellness playlist in what we call our positive quotient repetitions or PQ reps. And you can think of it as like meditation. It's kind of like the root of what meditation it actually is. So it's very cool. And so we'll hopefully be in a safe space where it's quiet for you. And if you feel safe, you can close your eyes, only if you feel safe and not driving, let's say. And you can be sitting, laying down, standing, whichever is more comfortable for you. And these are our positive, uh, positive quotient repetitions or PQ reps. Here we go. Feel free to close your eyes. I do want you, regardless though, to really think about having a nice tall spine. So if you're laying down, just elongate your spine. Really make it feel like it's, not crunched up. And after that, go ahead and think about your breath without changing it. I want you to notice the pattern of your breath. What parts of your body are moving? Do you feel the rhythm? What sensations does it bring? Now, go ahead and wherever your feet are, if you can plant the soles of your feet somewhere on whatever surface they can reach, and all four corners, think about having all four corners of your feet touching something. It should make some parts of your at least lower leg flex in some way as you really think about all the sensations of your feet. And whether you have shoes on or not, go ahead and lift up your toes and spread them out. Really spread them, even if you have shoes on, hopefully you have enough room. And then go ahead and keeping the toes spread, go ahead and push them down onto that surface. And really feel now such a solid foundation. Even if you're sitting or laying down, you can bring your knees up so that your feet are touching the surface on which you're laying. And really think about, not think, but feel, sense what it takes for your feet to even just stay in that solid position. And now, go ahead and feel your seat. So if you're sitting or laying down, it's easier. If you're standing, you actually can still reference your seat, i.e., your bum. Because if you're standing, even, you will really actually feel your bum because it's helping you stand upright. But either way, think about your seat. Do you feel the pressure of gravity on your seat? What sensations are coming from that part of you? And with that, go ahead and blink your eyes open. So that was your first experience, maybe, of positive quotient repetitions or PQ reps. And it's meant to help you get out of the excess and come into your body. We want you to drop into your body and feel very much part of your body, connected, right? Your head hopefully is connected to your body, and that is why you're still listening. So, positive quotient repetitions, PQ reps, excellent way to center yourself, especially when you're feeling out of sorts. So today we are talking about hydration. For anyone who's new here, I talk about 5 different pillars of your wellness. Okay, so hydration, we have sleep, nourishment, movement, and mental fitness. Today is hydration and something very easy. So your skin. So there are so many. Well, let me put it this way. The beauty, health and beauty market for women, not the counterparts, i.e., not any other gender, for women. All right, no matter how you identify, for just women, it's like over like some type of billion mark, right? You can look it up on Google if you wish. Let me actually let me see if I can't bring that up. I didn't think about it beforehand, but that's a good actual way to make you understand how much money goes into health and beauty. Let's see if Siri can help me here. Siri, how much money is spent in the US alone on women's health and beauty products? Let's see. Data study. Let's see. This will be interesting. So, America's Beauty Budgets Report. Let's see if it comes to any conclusions. I didn't do this beforehand because I didn't know I was going to actually like. Okay. So, on average, women spend $1,064 on looks alone annually. Um, but it doesn't say on average how much the whole health and beauty industry is. Okay, but here's a good comparison. Here, let's put this in perspective here. So I just said on average, women, okay, so I'm going to think cis women or women, however you identify as a woman, you spend approximately $1,064 per year, okay, to maintain your looks, while men, okay, spend on average $728. So that tells you something, right? And I don't think you can um, on any given day, I think you can probably tell yourself, unless you're like me and really, really don't like, utilizing artificial stuff on your body, that for skin alone, okay, you probably have like on average maybe, and I could look at um, that article I just read, but probably at least 3 different products. I would be surprised if it was less than 3. So our skin is the biggest organ on our body, right? It actually is meant to protect everything else. And it's what people see, right? Quite readily. And that's by design, right? So, anything from the pigment of our skin to what our skin has on it is going to be, you know, based on how much time we spend in the sun, where our DNA was from, so to speak, right? Because some people have more pigment than others, right? Some people's pigment is actually maybe different in the fact that it's not all one color, so to speak. I actually have that situation. So I don't know if you can see it, but I have different coloring. I don't think you can. And I forget what it's called, and it's not important, but I've had that since I was, really, really super young. And so, and I have it on my back too. So if I were to like show you my back, you can see it. So, but it doesn't bother me. Like it's the least of my concerns. But your skin in general is a wonderful, basically description. Okay, outward description, right? of how much hydration you have. So instead of spending over $1,000 a year, how about you actually just drink more liquid? I would rather you spend money, okay, your hard-earned dollars, which are not going very far these days, right? And it's going to get worse. I would rather you spend your money on quality hydration, i.e., mostly water, and in that water that you put um, any type of electrolytes you can think of. So think of Smart Water. It's a brand, okay, and it's a bottled water company, but you can make your own smart water and not have to spend money, okay? I mean, you're going to spend money, but you can make it go longer. A really good brand that my mentor uses, my health mentor, um, the health queen, the hormone queen, Jen Pike, she uses Limit or Element, I believe, Element, yeah. And I don't have a code or anything like that, so feel free to look it up. But it's a clean, so to speak, electrolyte packet type situation. But you can make electrolytes, i.e., just put some lemon in your water. Like that's the easiest. I drink 2 cups of lemon water every morning. Now, that's not all the electrolytes I should have, but I mean, it's as simple as that. You can put salt, okay, in your water. All right. That's electrolytes. Now, it's not maybe as robust as something that you might find already packaged, right? But you can either make your own electrolytes and then make sure it's in your water, and or you can just, parse it in where you want. What I'm getting at is, again, this is about hydration, but I started with skin, right? The more hydrated your skin is, the better it's going to look on its own. Meaning, you could spend literally probably a quarter of your $1,000 limit, right? That article gave us, and get better results with less stuff on your body. So our skin, again, right? It is an organ. And so it is the biggest part of our body, i.e., it is the biggest organ, and it excretes whatever we put in it, okay, or on it, right? Whatever we externally put in ourselves, and then whatever we put on our skin will excrete itself at some point. When you're hydrated, that excrement is a lot easier for your body and it's a lot faster, okay, and more effective. Also, the benefit of being hydrated means you don't have to buy as much crap, okay, and I'm calling it crap. Now, I don't if you haven't guessed, I don't really believe in the whole like adding on, so to speak. I haven't worn makeup in I don't know how long. It's been ages now. And I'm not necessarily against whatever you decide you want to put on your body is fine. But, it's like in these times, authenticity to me means spending more time from the inside out, making sure that whatever I put in my body is going to show automatically in front of me, right? It's going to actually show up in my body externally. So I don't waste time on millions of, products. I simply drink as much water as I possibly can, preferably when it's, given, when it's high, it's, um, when I put electrolytes, okay, in my water, that's the best case scenario. But there are so many ways that you can nourish your skin without buying anything extra, so to speak. So again, if you happen to be someone who wears, you can't go outside without mascara or you can't, whatever your hangup is, and I will call it a hangup because that's you having an issue with how you look without something disguising you. And again, I'm not trying to be condescending, but I'm being authentic. I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever use stuff on your skin. Again, I get it. I live in a very dry climate, so actually moisturizer is so important here. But I don't just think about my face. My whole body needs the moisture. Thus, hydration with a lot of electrolytes so that my body is given the minerals it needs, the micronutrients, okay, on top of, right, the macronutrients. So spend money on the food, which unfortunately is becoming more scarce these days, right? As we get further into this fascist regime. But what you eat is going to have more um, power, and it will be evident on your skin. Okay, so the better you eat, the better you're going to feel, but also it's going to show up in your skin quite literally. And so instead of spending money on external items that are just masking whatever might be happening on the inside, how about you fill up and nourish the inside of your body so that your skin will automatically have the benefit of the nourishment? Okay. It takes a lot less time to actually just nourish from the inside out. Yes, you're going to be prepping wholesome food. Yes, you're going to be drinking a ton of water with minerals in it. And that takes a lot less time, believe it or not, even if you were to cook every day and not prep anything, right? But that takes less time than you sitting in front of your mirror and taking 30 minutes, let's say, or maybe 15 minutes out of your day every morning. And then at night having to take this all off. But you're using like several different products every single day. Add up what you're spending. And again, I gave you an average. All right, that's an average. So maybe you're a lot less. Maybe you might even be more than that. What was it, like $1,600 a year? But understand that there's a trade-off to everything. But your skin will look healthy on its own. It will glow on its own. It will heal faster on its own. Now, I'm not saying not to cover, any type of like, especially if you have sunburn. Oh yeah, aloe vera. There's a lot of different, homeopathic remedies that you can use when you do get a sunburn, let's say. But let's say, right, that you have some type of exposure. Maybe you cut yourself. Yeah, put a Band-Aid on, all right? And use some natural antiseptic or whatever you can to clean it. But what I'm getting at is that you will even see faster healing if in fact you are nourishing your body from the inside out. Your skin, again, is an awesome indicator of how well you're feeding yourself. So instead, again, of over $1,000 a year on stuff, okay, that's just accumulating. And now that we don't have sufficient EPA rules, because we don't have sufficient FDA, because we don't have any agencies on our side now, I actually would say it's almost dangerous now to go out and buy any product, to include, unfortunately, food. But I want you to, again, think about the fact hydration. Hydration can solve so many different issues, and it's such a low profile way to do so. It takes little energy to drink water all day long or during your waking hours. It takes little energy to add electrolytes in the water. It takes little energy to, simply, make sure that you're staying hydrated throughout the day. So take into consideration, again, this skin of ours, biggest organ on our body, and it will look fabulous with very little, okay? It just needs nourishment and hydration. All right, so keep that in mind the next time you are deciding if you want to try the new, anti-aging cream. No, be blessed and be so proud of yourself that you have made it to whatever level, age, quote unquote, that you've made it to. I'm level 50. I have a lot of people in my life that I loved throughout my life that didn't make it to level 50. Okay. And so every moment that I'm awake is a blessing. And so I'm going to use my time, not in front of a mirror, not, worrying about, what products are up and coming to stop my aging. No, I want to age as long as I possibly can, because that means I've been given that opportunity. All right. So again, hydration, think about how your skin is feeling, and then figure out how much water you need to add to make sure it's feeling better, your skin. Okay. With that, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again. Take care. Take charge. God bless.